Hello, viewers. This is AKWasp, and welcome to a podcast. And I'm joined here with Midnite,
What's up?
and we're going to be talking about the bonus experience weekend, which we are right now in the middle of because it's Saturday, well, evening for me, I guess Saturday night for you, and we are, not wasting any time. We're continuing to play our weekend while having this podcast. So, anyways, we got a couple things on the agenda. We are planning to talk about the current bonus experience weekend, which we're in, and our experiences, what we're doing, and I guess it's pretty much too late to give tips, but maybe like some pointers on lessons learned for what could be done better and or more effectively for future uh, experience weekends, and also just I guess like a history, not really history, but like our experience from previous bonus experience weekends, because this is the fifth, I believe, and they have definitely each one's had certain trademarks that it's or impacts it's had on the game, which are unique to each of the different experience weekends. And I don't know, just kind of go from there, not really having a strict agenda. This is the first attempt at a podcast. So, Midnight, you want to go ahead and start talking about your current experience in the weekend?
This is probably the first one where I've kind of been completely aware of it because obviously I knew what was coming, so I stocked up as well as I could. Unfortunately, I didn't quite do it. I was about 1,000 potions short because I just ran out of money. Is Herblore definitely invests a lot of your money, but yeah, this is probably the first one that I've been completely like here for. The other ones I've had other things to do. This one's just like whatever. I have nothing better to do. I'm just gonna sit here and sort of do Herblo for a couple of hours because it's really all it was.
Did you do it at one of the banks without random events?
Yeah, I started off in the GE because that's just where I was, and I found myself hopping backwards and forwards to try and get my supplies until I realized that you can buy the unfinished resources, sure, like, but you can't buy the ingredients, like the extra little ingredient, which for me was I think dwarf wheat. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I was there, and then I went to the Soul Wars bank because I remembered that it didn't have any random events. So that's my deal.
You did Soul Wars. I never really got into Soul Wars as a gamer or anything, or neither did I get into Castle Wars, but I always liked the Castle Wars chest because it was really easy to get to with the Ring of Dueling, and just really convenient, teleport location, generally speaking, and there's no random events, and it's a one-click bank, which I guess all banks are one-click banks now, which is nice for everybody else, but I've already done all my banking skills, or by banking skills, I mean skills where you stand around the bank for just days on end.
Well, it made me reminisce about the time the last bonus XP weekend. Like I've skipped a lot of them. Like there was the first one, and I was totally busy for that, and then there was the second. I didn't care, wasn't interested in RuneScape, and then I think the third, where I was like, you know what, I might as well just like buy fletching. Let's just do that, and that's what I did. And then was that the third? I think the one before this one, I did cooking because why
You did
not?
cooking?
I was in New York and I had nothing better to do when I was because all I had was when I was doing things I was out, and then when I got in it was like because I was so jet lagged I would just stay up and have balls to do, so I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna chill and do cooking. I didn't realize I'd get 99, but whatever, because it was profitable back then. You could get raw rocktails, and then you could cook them, and you could sell them, make some profit. I didn't realize I'd get to 99, because I didn't know what the XP rates were. There wasn't an XP rise or an XP drop. Was there an XP drop back then?
No, that's new. They
Yeah.
may have had. Well, the first bonus experience weekend is when they introduced the XP counter,
Yeah.
so there was the counter, but I didn't
I don't
actually
know, but
rise like
for
that.
some reason I didn't really pay attention to it. So I was doing it like crazy, and I don't know how I managed to do it, but I didn't notice that I was like level 95. I honestly didn't notice, and I was like, oh, I could get 99. So I think on a Sunday I got the 99 because it's so fast. it's something crazy, like 600k XP, like at the peak of the bonus XP, or something crazy like that. Because if you're doing Rocktails, it's a ton of XP.
That's probably faster than that because you get what, over 250,000 experience an hour just with like any day rocktails.
Yeah.
So you can they're like 300 experience a piece, and you can do more than 1,000 an hour for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably even more than that. But anyways, yeah. So that's actually a little surprising that you wouldn't have known because you are like really OCD about like having your skills around numbers.
It's mostly because when I was doing it, I wasn't looking at the skill because I didn't care about leveling it. I didn't care about cooking. I was at the den, and I was talking to people. That's what I would do. I would just type away and talk to people. That's how I stayed sane doing it. I just wanted to make some money, and I was bored. And I was on very sporadically. It was like maybe I'd be on 20 minutes, then an hour, then 10. And so I didn't notice. And because you're cooking and continuously cooking, the message that pops up disappears almost instantly. And if you're not paying attention for that time, that's it. You'll never see it. And when you log out and log back in, the flash goes away. At least it did back then. I don't know if it still does it.
Well, I mean, you still get the fireworks. And
People are leveling
nowadays
up all
you
the
get
time.
this little circular thing going on up top.
I love that, yeah.
It's so
It
nice.
makes you feel great about leveling. It's like, yeah! It
But
is
it makes
great,
you
though.
feel really bad when you just gained a level and it's empty. And it's like
Yeah.
going up so slowly.
They need to fix that, though, because...
Oh, why are
Like,
you gonna
as
fix
it
it? It's
goes...
realistic.
No, what I mean is, like, as it goes around, it kind of glitches out. Like, at the top, it... Like, as the orange thing fills up around, it sort of gets weird at the top and loads very slowly, as if it's going upwards rather than in a radial motion. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what
And
you're saying.
also,
I have
when it gets down to the bottom, like it looks like you're 100% done, but you're not.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that, but that may be true. I don't really stare at it that much. I just like this there. And the thing is, I don't really see it much because most of my skills are 99, and you don't get it anymore if you can't level up. So, like, when I'm doing my jacket trades, the only time I see it is when I bury bone.
Well, couldn't you set an XP target and then it would show that?
I don't know. I've never used the objective system. I've never ever used it. I've never...
You just go to a skill, hover over it, right click, set an XP target. But I doubt you'd be doing that unless you wanted like 200 mil XP. I don't even know if it works like that, but that could be a way to get it back if you really wanted to.
I think it probably does, but I don't care. I've never used it. It's a nice feature. I
It
definitely
is,
could
yeah.
see where people would like it.
I like it,
But,
yeah.
I've been playing... So, when I started playing, it was 2000. There were 4 worlds. Each had a population cap of 1250, not 200, or not 2000. It was 1250. There were only 4 worlds, and it was actually really difficult to log on to Runescape because they were all populated.
Yeah,
And so, I mean,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of things come and go, and...
It was similar in 2004, actually. There's a lot more worlds, but it was still kind of difficult to get in. That was back in the days where, I don't know, I want to say like 30, maybe 40% of people were free-to-play. But it was a lot. Like, if you went into a free-to-play world, it would be densely populated.
Well, members didn't even exist for a couple years. I don't know. I don't remember what year it became a
Neither
thing.
do I. Neither do
But
I.
for the longest time, there was nothing west of Falador. Like that wall was just the end. And then they introduced the gate to the members world far longer than like ahead of time before they released the members world. Everyone was like trying to figure out how to get to your side of the gate.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like going up and down that stupid wall when it actually came out, like the wall, and I was like, because there's a little like when the wall ends, like there's like a lake or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at that small gap. Why can't I just go there?
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was real life, I could just go through that gap or like swim across.
It was such an effective teaser. It was so.
It
effective.
was, yeah. It was so annoying, and I remember the first time I got the ship. It was full ham robes, straight to Berthorpe. There was it. That was it. That was my day. I spent a full day in Camelot, just doing nothing, standing there with ham robes, ogling at everyone else's cool membership stuff.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, it's it's kind of getting off topic, the bonus experience weekend, but I mean, it really was such like an effective teaser, and there's so many like aspects of the game that nobody appreciates anymore, like the white tower or not the white tower, the white mountain, like that basically separated the members world from like non-members world, and like everyone always had to go over it, and then like you were able to go under it, and that was like awesome. And then
Wait, was
like
it the
the
Taverly?
yeah, the Taverly Tower. Actually,
Yeah.
they may have even got rid of it with the new remodel. I'm sure it's still there in some aspect, but that was like the like physical barrier between members and not members. I mean, Taverly was there too, but the rest of the world, and so it was like this pain you had to cross all the time, and then like they released like the underground passage for it, and it was like not the underground passage, but like that little mine cart that goes under it, and it was like nice. Now you could just go the fast way and not have to, because there were the wolves, and the wolves actually, now they're like low level or whatever, but like they were like a formidable level. Like you had to actually
Yeah,
have
there
some
used to be
armor
like
on to like get over the mountain.
I
And
think there
then
was
they
like
released,
at least 5 high level wolves in there or something.
yeah,
Like they would mess you up. If you were like level 70, they would mess you up as you ran past.
yeah, and I think it was like the fishing contest quest or something. I don't know, but
Fishing contest
has
was
something to do with something.
Camelot. That's like Sears Village.
Okay, well then,
You
yeah,
had to speak to some dwarf or something down there.
and then you no longer had to do that, assuming you had the
Yeah.
magic level, which back then, having the magic level wasn't that popular, and there were obviously no teleport tabs. And I guess,
God, I remember that. Before teleport tabs, buying Law Rune 1K. Buying Law Rune 1K.
Mhm.
At Lumbridge all day. Buying Law Rune 1K. That was my deal.
yeah,
Or you'd say like buying whatever teleport, and someone would sell you those runes as opposed to a tab being out.
Yeah.
Good times.
So I don't know, and then they finally released like the RD teleport, and then like you were even like closer to like getting to like a useful place in the world. And now like just last week they released the Lodestones, so now it's like all taken for
Why
granted.
did they do
No,
that?
it's a great update. It's a great update. It would have been nice if it was always around. It's a great update.
I
But it
disagree.
just why? Why do you disagree?
Because it lessens the value of Love Story.
Yeah, but it's still faster to break a teleport tab than to, what's it called? Than to draw a circle around yourself and teleport with the home teleport.
The places that Love Story takes you are not necessarily life-saving, so I don't think there'd be a situation where you'd need to be like, oh my god, get out of here, boom. I'm in Yanil or whatever. I think some of them shouldn't be there. Like why is there one for Varrock? Why? There's like a million teleports to Varrock. What's the point?
It's nice.
You know?
I like it. I actually haven't unlocked it yet, but I'm intending to like it
Like some of them are
because
great.
every time that I go and I get my to do my jacket trades, I get my spear, my crossbow, and my polypore staff, and the aura, and I equip it, and then I'm like, all right, time to do it, and then I'm like, wait, how do I get to Varrock? And I have to open my bank up a second time and get the Varrock tab because I always forget it, and that won't be a case anymore because I can just click 2 buttons and then it'll go there.
Some of them are great though. Some of them are really good. Like Port Sarim. Thank you.
Is there one there?
Thank you.
That's nice.
Yes.
The
only other way to get there was either the Cabbage Port or the ferry ring, I think. But the ferry ring was a trek. It was just a pain to get there. I don't know any fast way to get a Port Sarim short of a boat.
Well,
and that's
I
just
had
a
to
pain,
use.
so.
Well, you could do the Draenor Village glory teleport. So, be it an actual glory or teleporting to your house and then rubbing a mounted glory. Or I actually have my secondary spirit tree growing there.
Tell you what though, I understand the point.
But
for
I
lower
always
levels.
forget that spirit tree is there. So I don't think I've ever used it to get there. But it is there. So now that I have 2 spirit trees, because the first one's obviously in what's it called? What's the island what's the members version of Karamja? It starts with B. Brimhaven? Brimington?
Yeah, Brimhaven is like
Okay.
northwest sort of the island.
Yeah, so I got my primary spirit tree there because that's like the useful place to have it. And then now that we can have 2, I have the other one at the ports. But I always forget it's there
understand
and
the
I've
point.
never used it.
I understand the point. The Lodestone network is like, I'm a low player. I get to a point, if you go really far in RuneScape and you're low level, it's kind of difficult to get back there. So what they want to do is like, here's a checkpoint. You found a lodestone. There you go. Ta-da! Go back there whenever you want. I get that. And so, you know that. I know the reason why I know it's true is because you can logically follow like a route from Lumbridge where you'd kind of discover these things. So it's great in that sense, but some of them are stupid. Like, why is one in Yanil? You can get to Yanil now with the Lodestone network, the Watchtower teleport, the Yanil Love Story teleport. You can have a house tab. That's 4 different teleports to a place, which is probably like, what, 10 feet? What is that? How many, like all those teleports together? That's probably like 30 feet or so.
Well, you can unlock different destinations for the watchtower. It can take you up to the tower. It could take you into the city. I don't remember how you get all those, but I know that before I started using just the Lunar Spellbook exclusively,
I do it too, yeah.
I always would wind up teleporting into the middle of the town. But there's no reason to go to Yanni anymore, really. And I guess
yeah, you're right.
I have the teleport tab, so I could get there if I needed to go. But I distinctly recall teleporting over to Castle Wars and running for whatever reason, because I was like, how do I get there? And I just couldn't remember, and I don't know why I need to go. I think I had a blue dragon egg, and I was like, I'm going to incubate this. And so I threw it in I had to get to that incubator. And
I'll
I've
tell you
never
what,
taken it
though.
out. This was like months ago.
Here's
I
something
have a
that
blue dragon just waiting for
here's
me in
something
the
I've
incubator.
yet to hear from people, and I would love
We're
to
so off
just
topic,
like,
by the way.
oh, so what? It's a podcast.
Okay.
We've covered the main things. We'll go back to it. I
Yeah.
promise. One of the main things that I've not heard anyone speak up about yet, and I'd love to just call Jagex and tell him about this, is if you've done love story
I
quests and
wish
you've got
Jagex
these
had a
chip
hotline.
tabs.
That
I do,
would
yeah.
be
Like,
the best.
I have all the tabs, right? You have the same, right?
Yeah, I have them all in.
And
I
if
don't.
you look
I
at the
barely. I
tabs,
use like 2 of them. I use the Trollheim one, and I use another one somewhere, and that's it. The other
if
ones
you
I
look at
have
the
them just
tabs
for
themselves,
continuity.
they're exactly the same. Every single tab
What, the graphics?
looks, yeah,
Okay.
it looks exactly the same, and I think that's dumb. And now that they've brought out these lodestone things, these places now have like I don't know, like a shield. What do you call them? Like an emblem, right? Put those emblems onto like the teletab. Why not?
A shield.
Like, yeah,
Oh, you mean? I think.
yeah,
Hold
the
on.
shield.
Let me click the home teleport thing.
Like each one has
Oh,
like a picture now.
every
Put
time
it
these
on.
plants wilt, so they interrupt whatever you're doing, so it's impossible to have a menu. I see what you're saying with the shields. Yeah, I just have all still. Mine are all still padlocked because I haven't unlocked them. Because
I've
I
done them
figured,
all. I just
I haven't really needed to. And wow, I just failed every single one of these traps. But I haven't really needed to unlock them. And I figure I'd just, unlock them all at once, and that would be part of like a future video log or something. Because I have no real need to ever get anywhere. I can't teleport with the old-fashioned way. But I definitely see it as an awesome update.
I tell you what, I love that they've added Bandit Camp. That's a big kick in the groin for just idiots who sell those stupid scrolls like 100k a piece.
Really? I've never bought or sold them, but I definitely have some in the bank, and I've definitely used them from Elite Clue
For the
Scrolls. I
longest
know
time,
you
they were
still
100k a
do. You still
piece.
do the hard scrolls, and I only ever do Elite ones, and you don't really see them often. So I don't really ever do elites. I don't really do scrolls anymore, but I leave the hard ones on the ground because when you get trolled like 100 times in a row, where you get like a 30k loot, it's like, all right, I'm just not gonna ever do this again, and I stopped.
Like, okay, if they took out those stupid sliders, I'd do them forever.
What sliders?
The slider from the Clue
The
Scrolls.
Celtic Knot, or you mean like the?
No,
where you have
no.
to
The like you slide parts of the picture around.
I mean, I don't like those, but I like those
They
a lot
take
more than the Celtic Knot.
forever. They take forever.
They don't take that long at all.
Oh man, I don't have the patience for that. I've never done one like faster than 20 minutes.
Well, that was a big complaint with Monkey Madness. When Monkey Madness came out, people couldn't like do it. I don't
So
know
they
how.
made you pay.
So well, they didn't.
I
They
remember
did do
that.
that for a long time. It was a
I
while
remember that.
before they added the paying option.
I remember that. So many people would rage because if you logged out, it would reset as well. So you had to stay there the whole time.
Hmm. I mean,
Oh,
I feel
I
like
was so rage.
I'm surprised that's not you who was one of those people who complained, because I feel like the same people who complained about that were the same people who complained that you had to use a fire cape to kill ice strike worms, and that's discriminatory because it's hard to get a fire cape because Jad is difficult. It's like the
No,
same thing.
I
It's
think
the
that's
same
fair.
thing. Jad's
I
not
think that's
hard.
fair.
Jad's not hard.
Jad
Did you
is
see my video where I killed Jad like what twice or something with 0 stats, and then Hard
okay.
Aiken
Let
like
me
all in a row? Like he's not
like
hard,
I'm
and
low
I didn't even
level.
hit him. That was all my Steel Titan doing all that
I'm
damage.
like level 122. Let me show you this from my perspective. If there was some way that you would instantly be killing Jad as many times as you want, it would be easy. I could AFK him. I could just kick him to death. But the fact that it takes so long to get to him,
It takes
it takes
25
a good.
minutes.
For me, it takes like an hour, 45 minutes if I'm quick. And it's that build up that messes you up every time. Every time. Just your nerves get to you, or even when your nerves don't get to you, it's like a tiny thing goes wrong and your brain just it rapes itself. And then you're dead. Like, it's instantly dead. That's it. You're dead.
Okay,
That's what it's
I
like
could
for
see that.
me.
I remember the first time I did the fire cape was, I already had like a trim skill cape at that point or whatever. I had just never done it for a similar reason because it was, difficult and very, very formidable to go up against Jed, and always the issue of, being logged in for a long time. But once I did it once and successfully got it, have you ever got fire cape ever?
I've never gotten a fire
Once you
cape.
do it the first time, it is so much easier after that because
I
it
did
takes
it so many
all that
times.
like fear and like intrepidation, like it just you don't have it the second time because you're like, oh, I did it once. It's not as bad as I
Nah,
thought. You
it
you,
did
you
it for
build it
me
up
every time.
mentally to be worse than it actually is.
I'm just retarded like that. I never got over that. I've done it with friends around me. I've done it in broad daylight. I've done it in any situation. I still go crazy. I even log out for hours, go back in, and go crazy. Like it's not like I get nervous and just freak out. It's just like you you just get anxious. That it's that anxiety that gets you killed, and it's so easy to get to die. For example, Nomad. First time I did that, I was shitting my pants, right? But because you can just go straight back into Nomad, straight back in, pick up your shit, get to the bank, go back in a second later, start the fight. It's quick and easier. If there was a way to go, okay, I want to kill Jad right now. If I could go to the Dominion Tower and kill Jad, I don't even know why he's not in there, but that's another story. If I could just kill Jad like that, it would be easy. It would. And then
Yeah,
I'd go
yeah.
and then I'd go to the caves and it'd be the same deal again. I'd spend 45 minutes, I'd get anxious, I'd die. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, the Dominion Tower is something that we could talk like an hour about that because that I don't want to get into that right now, but I'm just gonna say that that was an update with so much potential. They could have done so many amazing things with it, and
Yeah,
and they just completely just didn't take that opportunity to just. It could have been like the most awesome content in the game, and it does have good
absolutely.
rewards. So I mean, at least they got the rewards part right, but the obtaining of the rewards and just the lack of like fun content in the Dominion Tower is like if they just didn't even change the rewards, just changed all the mechanics of how that tower works and the content in that tower, it could be so much better.
I don't want to act like a nub, but some of those, like, the things that hinder you, the things that make you, like, difficult, like no prayer, some of those are dumb. Some of those make it physically impossible, in my opinion. Unless you're maxed, it's almost physically Can you go to Nomad and kill Nomad with nothing, but, like, nothing? I don't think it's
I'm
possible.
pretty
I've
sure
never seen it done.
I'm pretty sure Smokey can probably do it, but I don't know.
We're talking no prayer, no arm, no pots, no food, nothing. It's
It's
impossible.
probably possible. I mean, definitely not if you're not a max, and if you haven't done it before. It's one of those things that
Okay,
it's like a
explain it
learning
to me.
curve. But I mean, no, it'd definitely be
Explain it
really
to me.
difficult. Like I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't take that on. That would not be a
Doesn't
fun
he hit?
challenge.
He hits you for your full life points minus 10 or something. How do you recover from that with no health and no nothing,
Well,
no
clearly,
special attack,
clearly that's
no
that's
nothing?
part of the broken random aspect of it, where you could like the leaderboard resets. So the leaderboard is like world specific, first of all, which I was like, that's kind of pointless. And it resets every time there's a server update. So if you get like ranked one or whatever, it goes away in the next week when there's a new server update. But even if it didn't, um, the way to get rank one is just like ridiculous because you could just get lucky. You could just go 100 waves in climber and never see Nomad or the Pest Queen. You just see like like Count Draenor like 25 million times or something
Is
like
the
that.
Pest Queen the exact same as it was from the quest? Because I remember doing it at the Dominion Tower, and it was balls. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't kill her.
She's probably one of the hardest. I would say for me, the Pest Queen, Zenaziva, and Nomad are the hardest
Why?
ones.
I thought Zona's Eve is easy. Only, just use,
Because she
just
keeps
push her over.
destroying you, and she absolutely destroys your familiar. If you have a familiar, it dies. Because she
No,
just
I
damages
can do
that
that.
familiar so
I
much.
don't care about her. She pushes me back. I hit her again. Whatever. She's no problem for me. The pest control thing. How? Like in the
It's so
quest, I found it easy.
well, because
But
in the quest you could use your special restore potion and like
I
just
didn't have one back then.
oh well, that definitely made it so easy in the quest because I just special restored so much, and like it was such a short fight because all I did was special restore and just
Maybe I
spam
just
that
like
attack.
maybe I just forgot
But when
like
you're in
what
climber
I
mode,
was
you
supposed
don't
to
bring
do.
special restores with you.
No, you
Or
don't.
I don't even know if you
Definitely not.
can. Well, if you can, you don't bring them because why would you bring them? So
Is Climber the
I
one
hate.
you
So I'm
don't
just gonna
arrest?
digress real quick because this is on my screen.
Hmm.
The Arctic bear, or the polar bear, whatever he is like the most annoying part of Hunter, because especially when there's somebody else around, because you can't see anything. They just cover up all your traps. It's so freaking annoying. It just
Yeah.
it's I know we have this whole like rant about how summoning is the best support skill in the game, and it supports pretty much all the useful skills. But when you get to hunting, the bears and the cats. Ooh, I just leveled up. What did I level up to? 89. Nice. The bears and the cats, they just get in the way. You can't see anything. You have to right click everything because you can't like just one click the things.
You
But
can't really stop that though. In any game that has any summoning, you have to see your summon. It defeats the point. If not,
they could turn like no, they could make like I was telling you, I haven't used any of these juju potions yet, but I was telling you like when you use them, you get a juju spirit or whatever you call it that just bangs
hmm
your ores or your wood cuttings, but it's not like a thing. I don't actually know how it displays, but potentially it could be just like some little wisp or something just floats around you, some particle effect.
you know what?
And
Come to
then it
think of it,
doesn't bother anybody. It doesn't bother other players. It doesn't bother you. It's just there. And I'm not saying for all familiars, but I'm saying for ones that help hunters specifically to not have to see them. Because what benefit do you get from seeing them? Why can't they just be some like glowy animation on your
well, you know
character?
what? Now that you've said that, they do have code that can fix that. When you go around the Grand Exchange, your pet's still there, it's still doing its
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but you just can't see it. And that's they have like a special invisible area. If they go in, they disappear. You can do that with traps. They could do that. I mean, it's there. The coding's there. They could implement it if they wanted to.
Exactly, because I mean, I don't know. When you if you watch back this video once it's on YouTube, you'll see right now there's just polar bears and Jading. It's just a mess because this other guy just came or girl, I can't even tell because you can't even see their character because of all the stuff that's on top of one another, and it's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
mess. But anyways, let's talk about some bonus experience weekend for a moment because that seems like a good idea to do
So
on
what
this.
skills did you actually work on, and
Um,
where did you work on them?
so the only skill that I worked on this specific bonus experience weekend was Hunter, which I would never recommend to other people because if you saw my video log number 3, that's where I talked about my advice for bonus experience weekend, basically using that because you get bonus experience, which can save you time or it can save you time and money. And when you're doing a skill like hunter or agility or mining, it's not saving you money. It's only saving you time. So I would recommend doing a skill that saves you time and money. But all of those skills are already maxed for me, and I'm never in my life gonna go to 200 million or whatever ridiculous that is. I just want the max skills. That's plenty for me. And yeah, so the only one I had that I could actually benefit from was hunter. So that's what I've done, and I've been at the Herblore habitat, and so I think I made this observation, but Herblore habitat, when you see it on paper, written, it's like, oh, that's cool. It's got the alliteration of the H's. But when I tried to say it on the video log for the first time, I was like, herblore habitat. That doesn't make sense. There's no H in herblore, or you don't say it.
What do you mean? I say herblore.
Well, that's not right. That's not proper. Do you say herbs or herbs?
I say herbs because there's an H. There's an H.
That's not how you pronounce the word. It's an herb.
Is this Jagex's representation
No,
or
that's
real
like
world?
that's like the English language.
No, I'm pretty sure people say herbs.
I mean, people might say herbs, but they're herbs.
Herbs?
Yeah.
Never heard anyone say that before, ever.
Really?
Are you sure you got this right?
I'm pretty sure. Like
If you don't have this right, you're gonna look ridiculous.
I might look ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure
I don't
I'm
know
right.
how to look this up.
Isn't there like a pronunciation.com website or something?
I'm gonna search Wikipedia. They have like this weird spelling thing. It helps you say it at the beginning.
All right, because I'm like I'm not gonna
not
going to edit
US.
this out. I am not going to edit this out. Definitely
No,
think
it's
it's
fine.
herblore.
In the US,
Herbs and
it's
herblore.
herbs. In the US, it says here, in general use, when I say herbs, it says pronounced US herbs by some US speakers or herbs by other English speakers.
Wait, really? Why? Why would you say
So only the
herbs?
US.
It's spelled herbs, but it's everyone says herbs. That's what it is.
Why? Well, that's the US. Everywhere else that speaks English says herbs because there's an H in it.
Yeah, but it's like a silent H, like silent E's, and like.
I know. I was never told it was a silent. How do you know when something's silent?
How do you not? Because everyone says herbs. That's what it is.
Around your area, though.
Well, I suppose.
Think about it. It's environmental.
I suppose. Anyway, so I guess it does make sense in that case. So I recant my statement about the alliteration not making sense, since I guess in Britain,
Isn't it in their
which
in
is
the, in
it
the
was
guide?
originally created in Britain.
Isn't it in their guide?
What guide? Their guide is
Well, they have a
so
pronunciation
their
guide.
guide is so limited. It doesn't say a bunch of stuff. Like the guy who does the jacket trades, it's XUAN, and so I did my jacket trades guide, and I was like, how do I say this? So I just started calling him Juan because Juan's like a name that I'm familiar with.
Isn't it Zwan?
I just said Juan because that's like I've never heard of Zwan. Like
Wait, so it's not in there?
no, it's very incomplete. It's a very incomplete list of pronunciations. I mean, it's got like maybe 100 items on the list, but it's not.
Have you seen Artie? Have you seen Artie? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, Ardown or something.
It's Ardoin.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Why?
It's Artie.
Ardoin? How does the spelling make sense? The word itself looks French, and I'm telling you, I speak French. That's not how you say. Like the spelling, that's not how you pronounce it. Ardoin? No. Whatever though. That's just stupid. Ardoin. I think they baffled every single RuneScape player when they put that up.
I don't know. I wonder. I actually didn't check all of them. Is Al Harid or Al Kurt? I've heard Al
someone say it.
I always thought it was Al Harid because that just sounds like it would be.
No. There's a voice actor that said it in the quest because I've been doing the quest lately. The
voiceover quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagreed with so many things. He was saying stuff, and I was like, "That's not right." You're like, yeah. But I mean, whatever. I guess it's their game. They can call it whatever they want to call it.
I don't remember how he says it. It's like Al Karid or Al Karid or something like that. But it's an Arabic word. If I was to say it in an Arabic way, it's Al Karid. But I guess not.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
It's their game. You say it however the fuck you want to say it. Whatever. Okay. But whatever. But herblore habitat. I can guarantee this. If it's Jagex that have made it, it's herblore because that's how we say it here.
All right. Well, then that makes a bit more sense. I mean, it always made sense to me just reading it because before this YouTube stuff, I never, spoke RuneScape speak to anybody.
Yeah, it's
So
weird,
it's
isn't
like
it?
it's like all these
how do I
words that I've
say
like
this?
interacted with for like a dozen years already, and I'm like, wait, how do I say this word? But yeah,
Like that Xenevieve or whatever. I don't know how to say her name.
I think it has like
Yeah,
an Eva
I
at the
don't know.
end.
I don't know how to say her
I don't
name.
know.
I don't.
Hmm. But like when you
Some of
see
them
it,
are
you see
crazy.
it written down, you immediately recognize what it is.
Yeah, you know what it
You
is.
know what it is. You
but
just
in
don't know
your
how to say it.
head,
Because
Exactly.
there's never been a need to say it before YouTube.
Some people say things in weird ways, like Chris Archie prods. He doesn't say, well, okay, I say it like this, Darrock, okay?
Derek.
Because it's Darrock,
Isn't it Derek?
right?
How do people say it?
Some people say Darrock, some people say Darrock, okay, or like an A instead of A. That's fine. US, EU, right? That's how I say Da, you say A, right? But Chris Archie prod says Dirks.
I think he's just trying to be funny in that case.
It's hilarious. Dirks. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy. Oh my god, RuneShark guys. What is wrong? Are they doing it to troll us? Sometimes the things they say are just like, really?
Like the what's it called? They're calling the loincloths. Apparently they've never heard the word loincloth because they're calling it what, schlong flaps or something.
Yeah, they don't know what a
How do you not know what a
loincloth is.
loincloth is? How have you never seen a Tarzan movie and you don't know
Yeah,
what
but
a
come
loincloth
on.
is?
It looks ridiculous. It's way too long. And it's way too
Oh,
thin. That's
I'm
the
not
problem.
disagreeing with their point. I'm disagreeing with the fact that they don't know what the word loincloth is.
Like, how do they not know? Okay, here's how I say it. Armadillo, Saradomin, Samurai. Okay?
You don't
That's how I
say
it.
Zera? That's not a British thing? That's just strictly Simon then?
What do you mean?
Zera. They always
Zara?
say Zera instead of Sarah.
Why
When
would
they
you
go to
say that? It's an
Saradomin,
S.
they say they're going to Zera.
I don't know why they say that.
Well,
It's
do you say
everyone.
Z or
Everyone
Z?
just, we say S. It's an S. We say Saradomin, Sarah. We don't even say Sarah. If you say it out loud, we say Saradomin. Because if you say Sarah, it sounds stupid when you say it out loud. I mean, I don't have a British accent. That's, well, I kind of do, but not completely. And the British people I've played with, they don't say Sarah. They say Saradomin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, some of the things they say, like, this doesn't make sense to me because I've never heard anyone else say it like that.
Well, I mean,
have,
Sarah
like,
at least is
equal-
like, it's a female name, and like it's a female like boss creature, so like it makes sense to go to Sarah. It doesn't make sense to go to other stuff.
There's a lot of crazy things that people always get wrong. This one's way off topic, but I'll say it quickly. People I don't even know if you play this, but Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, there's a death streak, and it's called Martyrdom.
Okay.
Right? You know what a martyr means?
I've played the Call of Duties. I've played.
But you know what the word
Since
means,
Call
a
of
martyr.
Duty 2.
Be a martyr.
Yeah.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, it's when you die
People
for your
don't
cause.
Yeah, people don't understand.
It's not dropping a grenade, but I mean that's what it is in the game. But
Yeah, but if you were dropping your grenade, martyrdom would make sense. You're killing yourself, boom, right?
Mhm.
But these people who play the game, they call it martyrdom because they don't understand.
Martyrdom? I've never heard that.
Martyrdom. I've heard it so many times.
Are they being
and especially
trying to be
with
funny?
British people. I think it's British people. Martyrdom. I swear to God, they don't see the R, like the martyrdom. They see martyrdom because they don't understand the fact that it's martyr, like you're martyring yourself. But whatever. Anyways, my tiny tangent.
Yeah. So bonus experience.
I'll tell you what I did because you only did one skill, so
I'm still doing it, but yeah.
that was terrible. I've done a bunch because I ran out of money. Pretty much. I put every single penny I had, pretty much, into Herblore. I have to think about a good 30 mil in there right now, tied up. Okay, and I can't sell the shit because people are crazy about economy, which probably our next topic. So I did that, and then I switched to crafting. Why not? And I thought crafting would be cheap. Like, I was like, yeah, it's crafting, whatever.
Cheap.
I'm only level 7. I'm only level 77, so what? I'm just going to get one
It's
level.
cheaper in
Green
construction,
Dragon
but it's not
Hide.
cheap.
Green Dragon Hide, let's do this.
Isn't blue cheaper? I know I did blue.
I did not know what I was doing. I was like, oh, you do green, I'll do green, fine. I didn't know how much it cost me. I don't want to know. I just know that it was a lot. And I didn't realize that you needed 3 per body, because I was doing bodies, because it made sense to me. So I completely screwed myself over there. But whatever.
Well, bodies have the best sell-back ratio. Well, experience per hour too, which you want during the bonus experience weekend. But if you're just doing the math, generally speaking, like doing the chaps or doing the gloves, because nobody buys them to use them, or people buy them to alch them, and the body is like proportionally, like if you divide the value of the body by 3 and then compare that to like dividing the value of chaps by 2, the body's worth more.
So that's what I did, and it cost a shit ton. And then I didn't know what to do. I was on like 1 point, 6. Because I didn't expect Turbo to be that quick. I only went from
I've
80
had
to
the same
87.
thing when I did Herblore in previous like weekends. It just goes by so fast. Spent
It
you spend your
does.
entire
I
bank on
didn't
herbs,
realize.
and then you're done fast. And it's fun because you get all this awesome experience, and you're like, well, now I have no money.
Yeah. Tell me if this is crazy. But I went from 80 to 87 in I think 2 hours. I think
That's
so.
pretty good.
I was doing range pots the whole way. That
Those
might be
are
crazy.
expensive. Did you catch Grenwalls? Probably not, because you're only 65 hunter. Can you even catch them?
Wait, are you sure?
Oh, you're
I wasn't
talking
doing
just
Grenwalls.
regular. No,
Yeah, just
when you make
regular.
them extreme, you take the range pot and you put the Grenwalls in,
Yeah,
and
5
those are
Grenwall
expensive.
spikes.
Yeah,
That's
those are like a
stupid.
K a
Yeah.
piece, so it's like 5K for the secondary.
I've got all of them though. I've got a good 100 range pots. I'm gonna get ready and then try and boost to 92 so I can get the elite diary and then finish Sears. But that's another story. So I did that, crafting, and then I finished Herblore and then crafting, and then I was like, well, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to blow the rest of my money on crafting because I only had maybe 5 mil spare. I couldn't afford to do anything with that. So okay, well, might as well just go do mining. So that's what I did. I went to the granite. I did mining. I was really disappointed because I was like, well, yeah, I want to go to obviously concentrated gold, right? And then I was like, oh yeah, well, living minerals. That's the next step up from granite. No, it isn't.
No, Grand's faster.
No, it isn't. Minerals are crap. Like you just hit the dead body and get like 30 XP or something. I don't understand why it's in the game if it's that crap of XP. Why is it that level if it's like 30 XP? That's probably
Wait, are you
like
talking about
less.
minerals or what's your mining level?
It's like 73.
Oh, so you're not talking about the concentrated gold and coal. You're talking
Oh,
about the actual
yeah,
creatures
like
that
the
you mine. They're
people,
like dead
yeah, the
bodies.
creature. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just a good money maker. That's not like, it's really good
Really?
combat experience. It's
Why is 72 though? Why is it such a high
because that's how you
mining?
get the rocktails, and I don't know whatever the other fish is. There's another
It's the
fish
rocktail
that's,
and the ray fish. No,
no, not the manta
the
rays. The
crayfish.
manta rays are from, the manta
Crayfish,
rays used to
isn't it?
always be the best. The manta rays and the sea turtles were always the best, and those came from the fishing trawler. And
Oh,
now
fuck that.
the rocktails are pretty much. Oh, there's the gumbo shark, which are better than rocktails, but nobody, you can't buy those, and nobody's gonna actually use them because they're just a pain to acquire. But yeah, nobody uses that other fish besides rocktails. The other one, what is that? You said crayfish? It's not crayfish.
Yeah.
Crayfish are like level 1 fish.
Okay. They look like crayfish then. I don't know why I said crayfish then. It must be. Oh, it's cavefish.
Okay, I
It's
was gonna be like, if it's a
cavefish.
rocktail, the other one's probably like a stone fin or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But since they're all
Hey, have
about
you noticed
rocks,
there's a there's a tiger shark? I've never seen that before. I've just
a
noticed
tiger
that.
shark, is
Yeah,
it fishable
fishing
or is
trawler.
it just like
It's fishing trawler. I've never seen that before.
what are you talking about?
Is that new? Go to the fishing guide. Go to scroll down to 95.
You know, this
Tiger
is the
shark.
worst part about, well, hunter's got to be the most click intensive skill in the game. There's probably no more click intensive activity than hunter, because especially when you have 5 traps, because you're constantly moving. And anyway, so let me just fishing. Where's fishing? Here's fishing.
Is that new? Tiger shark 95.
95. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, you have to go to all. You have to go to the top. Go all. I
I
don't know why
haven't
it
even
doesn't
used
show it.
this new menu ever. Where's all?
At the top, it says milestones. Switch it to all. It's a drop down.
There's no all. Everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything.
I
Sorry,
was looking
everything.
for all. Tiger shark. Oh, tiger shark. Oh, that's new. I
Never
didn't
seen it
even
before.
know that was there. So it probably is better than a manta ray because those were always the best. Whoa, cavefish is higher than manta ray? I wonder if that's better.
Well, the best XP in the game is
I mean,
rocktails.
rocktails. Best
Don't.
XP in the game is definitely C2 fishing. That's what I did.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that, but that's a pain in the ass for me. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Actually, Bourne put out his C1 guide the other day, and in it, I mean, it wasn't part of the guide, but in it he mentions about how a good alternative to C1ing is to C2 fish and actually complete the levels, and that's just like so intuitive and definitely correct. But I never thought of that. I never thought about
I think
actually
it's stupid.
why.
I think it's stupid in every
Why?
way.
You gotta do C1s anyways.
Because
And if you're gonna be doing C2 fishing, you might as well knock them out at the same time. So
no,
instead
the
of
whole concept itself is dumb. Okay, it took me 4 months to get 99 fishing. Okay, and if you think that's crazy, then whatever. But I wasn't botting. I was straight up player, and fishing's hard. Fishing takes a really long time. Sharks are like 72k an hour. It's dumb, right? I think like monks were like maybe 60k. It's something around that area, right? There's no way you can get fast XP ever. Rocktails were not better. If you're gonna do fishing and you're getting 99, you might as well get rich doing it because it's gonna take you an ass ton of time. So you might as well make money. Why would you go straight to 99 fishing? There's no huge bonus to being 99. So it's not like you're, oh no, fuck the money, I just want the level. What you want the level for? You might as well get rich doing it. Why would you want to go to Dungeoneering and C1, C2? What good is that?
I made a decent amount of money in fishing back in the day, and I'm sure you can't even possibly relate to this because it was definitely, it must have been RS1 because there's no way it could have been RS2 because I was fishing the lobsters and the swordfish and the tuna, or was it even lobsters? It may have just been the swordfish and the tuna, at the south side of Brimhaven. I guess we decided it was called Brimhaven. And then there was like I had the cooking gauntlets and I'd cook it at the range, and then there was a guy who would cert. He would cert it because back before things were notable, things were certable.
That's Catherby, isn't it?
No, I'm definitely talking about where now it's like the entrance to the old area of Steel Dragons and stuff. There's fishing spots there, which it's this content that nobody uses anymore because it's outdated. But way back when, that was like the best fishing spot because that was one of the few spots where you could also have this guy who certed your stuff. So you'd either fish by a bank and banked it, or you turn to certs, which anyone who doesn't know what a certificate is, back in the day,
that's what they were called.
They didn't have notes. They didn't have bank. You couldn't note stuff. Items only were in your inventory, and you had 30 inventory spaces, not 28. But that kind of digresses because you also didn't have an equipment tab. So anything that you had to equip was like highlighted in red in your inventory. That's how you equipped gear and stuff. So the fact that there were 30 as opposed to 28, there's actually a lot more now. But point being is that you couldn't note any items. But what you could do is you could turn them into certificates, which were in quantities of 5. So if you had, if you had 25 swordfish, you'd get them turned into certificates, and then you'd have to do this. Like basically, you were complaining earlier to me, I think before the podcast, about that you can't decant the potions that are undecantable or whatever, like not the super restore, but the special restores. You can't know them and then just get them all done at once.
Yeah.
Well, that is like a million times better than how certificates used to be. Because you'd have to, cert all your fish as you're fishing them and then sell them to someone. Or if you were buying them to cook them or something, you'd just buy like, a bunch of certificates. And then you'd have to run, and this was in Draenor Village because that's where the certificate was nearest to the bank. You'd have to run between the bank and the Draenor guy and insert your stuff to get it into your bank in a usable format, which was just horrible. And typically people would do that with the raw fish, and then it'd just always be a fire going on for people to cook it on a fire. And like it wasn't like the eternal fire, it was just like a fire that someone always had a fire going on.
The day eternal fires existed was the day firemaking died. Whoever put eternal fires into the game, stupid.
Well, I've already firemaking died a long time ago, but
yeah, but if there wasn't any eternal fires and there wasn't cooking ranges, and cooking ranges only worked if you had the firemaking level, it could redeem itself because then it would have a real place in the cooking thing. Anyway, that we're getting off topic now, but the reason why I got cooking in the first place and fishing, actually, that was the only reason. Well, the original reason was for Dungeoneering. Fishing, I didn't. Dungeoneering wasn't out when I was fishing, right? It wasn't out until maybe I was like level 92, right? At that point, I'd taken a break. And I was like, you know what? Because I didn't know jack shit about Dungeoneering. Nobody did. All we knew was that it uses skills, and if you're someone who has really high combat stats, then you take the role of the Slayer, right? I don't know what people call it now, but I call it Slayer. You know, you're the guy who kicks, who kills shit. In my mind, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make myself useful. I'm going to learn 99 cooking and 99 fishing, and I'm going to go around and heal everyone. Yes. Totally didn't work.
Yeah, nobody heals in Dungeoneering anymore.
Yeah, it didn't go the way we thought it would. Or I
always like safing in Dungeoneering, but I actually did Dungeoneering just a few floors the other week. So I went to 99 Dungeoneering the year that it was released. Like I just lived. I don't want this is supposed to be about bonus XP, so I don't want to talk about Dungeoneering too much because we have we could talk about just Dungeoneering for hours, but yeah, so I'm just not going to talk about it. Forget it. What I will say about Dungeoneering is how it relates to bonus experience. So the very first bonus experience weekend was basically a big promo for Dungeoneering because the skill wasn't released yet, but they were about to release it, and Jagex was like, "Hey, we are going to give you guys this bonus experience weekend," which, according to you, the people have been asking for before. I'd never even heard the concept before.
Yeah.
Obviously,
a lot
it was an
of
awesome
other
concept.
MMOs
I was like, nice, but it's an awesome concept. But yeah, so they released bonus experience weekend under the premise that they're going to release a new skill. I don't think they even had a name for it yet. I mean, I'm sure they had a name, but we didn't know the name for it. And it was like, raise all your skills this weekend because they will all be useful in Dungeoneering. And it was awesome, and everyone loved bonus experience weekend, and that definitely added to part of the initial love for Dungeoneering was like, yay, all these skills I just trained up for my bonus weekend are actually helping me in Dungeoneering. And useless skills like fire making was it actually has a use in the game again. But yeah. So this concludes the first part of the podcast. I've had to break it up into 3 segments just because it was really long when we recorded it. And I want to try something new. I want to try an idea I came up with for an interactive podcast. Meaning that at the end, so each of these podcast segments are going to be released on separate days. And we're going to take a look at the comments that you viewers post to these videos and then come up with a follow-up video. So at the end of the release of all these videos, we're going to take a look at the comments and I guess address them or talk about them and or include any additional information that we may have, involuntarily neglected because we forgot them. So leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and have a good day.